So this is a Compass Rambler 20/6. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker, you have your gas bottle tie down, where you have two gas bottle tie downs where you can put two 6 kilogram propane gas bottles. As you can see, there's already one in place here. The pipe work that goes in the front of the bottle is actually a reverse thread fitment. On top of the bottle, you've got an open close valve, and the open is gas on and the closed is gas off. On top of the bottle, you've then got your gas valve, like I said, which is open, gas on, and closed, gas off. And as I said, the pipe work going into the front of the bottle is a reverse thread fitment. You do have a gas isolator valve here, should you ever need to use it. You turn that 90 degrees to isolate the gas supply. You've also then got your leg winder in the front locker. Coming down the side of the caravan, you've got your heating and hot water flue. The heating and hot water flue is very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe. You don't need to do anything with this other than remove the cover when you're igniting anything on gas inside of the caravan. I would advise when you arrive on site just to get into the habit of removing this anyway. Then at either side at the front, you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. They're only there for stabilising the caravan, not lifting the caravan. You then got your water pump connection. To release the water pump, you press the trigger down and remove the pump. As you see, some water will spurt out of there because it's pressurised. Then you push it back in and release the blue trigger to lock it in place. The pickup pipe needs to be fully submerged in water prior to turning the water pump on. If it isn't fully submerged in water, it can draw air up from the tank or draw air into the water system and potentially cause an airlock in the water system itself. Wheel nuts will torque before you leave site with the van, so you can see they've been torqued correctly. And then you have two grey waste pipes coming out the side of the van, which is where your fresh water goes in the front, and once it's been through the sinks and the shower, it will come back out down the side of the van here. You just have the two bits of grey pipe that go into them larger diameter holes, then down into the waste master. You then have your toilet flush tank. At the top here, you have your flush tank itself, so you need to take this cap off. You put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. You can drain it by taking this cap off the end here. And you have got a level down the side here. Once that's full, that is the cassette water flush completely full. And at the bottom here, you've got your toilet waste cassette. You release it by pushing down the yellow handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The grey neck here turns out 90 degrees, so you tip the waste away. The yellow caps are measured for your pink and your blue fluid. And in that cassette, you need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. Coming to the back of the caravan, you've got your two wind down legs on either side of the rear of the van, and again they are only there for stabilising the van, not lifting the van. Down the door side, behind the door, you've actually got two fridge vents. The two fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. And then behind this cover on the top right hand side, you've also got your gas flue. You don't need to remove that cover, but it is there just so you're aware there's a gas flue. Going further down the side of the van, you've got your awning warmer, so essentially you can lift this flap up, you've got the heating on and the awning up, and it'll allow the hot air to come out the vent down the side of the van. You've got a storage locker for underneath the front seating area, your leisure battery for the caravan, and then your mains power lead coming into the side of the caravan itself. As you can see, we're now on the inside of the caravan. As you come in on the left hand side, you've got your master power switch, you've got power off and power on for the 12 volt systems. And then coming down on the left hand side of the van here, you have your water pump run. So essentially the power switch I've just shown you by the door is the main power on and off. Then you've got your water pump power on and off, which I'll show you in a moment how that works. On the opposite side of the caravan, you've got some more power switches for you on top here for your heating system on the electric and your water heater on electric at the bottom. First thing you're going to need to do is fill the water system up, but before you do that, you're just going to check that you've got mains power coming to the caravan by coming to the trip switches on board the van. The way to test if you've got mains power coming to the van is hit the test switch here. If you hit this test switch and this power switch drops down, or isolator switch drops down, it means there is mains power coming to the caravan from the caravan site you're on. If it stays in the upright position, it means there is no mains power coming into the caravan from the site you are on. Once you've tested you've got power into the van, you can go underneath your seat on the front right hand side of the van. Underneath this seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, you will find underneath here your water drain down valve. So to fill the water system up unfortunately you can't quite see it. That's it. Just a yellow valve that you can just about see there in picture is the drain down valve for the water system. So that yellow valve needs to be flat with the floor prior to filling the water system up, and upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat to drain the water system down. So once it's flat with the floor, you can come over to every tap on board the caravan, open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system, which is all indicated on top here. And then once you've got all the taps open on the hot side, you can come over to your water pump switch and turn your water pump on. Once the water pump is running, the water system will start filling. And once the water system is completely full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan. And at that point you can shut all the taps back off, and then you can start thinking about warming the water on board the van. That's where the two switches on this, or one of the switches on this side of the van, comes into play. So the bottom switch here, this switch you see here, is your water heater on electric. So if this red light is on and you're on mains power, then the water heater will start warming up the water. If you want to use the water system on gas, you're going to need to use this dial on the right hand side here. So you're going to spin this outer dial to the flame symbol here, and the green light appears in here. That is essentially your pilot light, and if it fails to ignite on gas, you can get a red light appear just next to that. If it ignites on gas, you can actually control the water temperature between 30 and 70 degrees of water temperature. To turn the gas supply back off, we'll spin it back to the off position just here. We do advise, if you're showering on board the caravan, that you use the gas to boost the water system. Up above that, you have your power switch for the heating on board the caravan. So for the heating to work, you need to have this power switch on the left hand side, and then you'll be able to select the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. It will depend on what caravan site you're on to what you set this to. So you've got the option of 500, 1000 or 2000 watts down the side here. If the heating's off, it'll be in this central position just here. So we're going to select 500 watts, then we'll be able to control the temperature of the heater on this dial in the centre between 1 and 9. The higher we go, the hotter the heating will be. You can also run the heating on gas should you wish to. So on top of the heater, you've got this dial on the right hand side. You spin the dial round between 10 and 9, hold down the gas valve and hit the igniter at the same time. Once it has ignited on gas, you'll have a pilot light in this window down the front around a 45-degree angle from the top. And once that pilot light is lit, you'll continue to hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the valve, and then just check back down to make sure it has ignited on gas. You can then control the temperature of the heater on gas on this dial on top. To isolate the gas supply, you turn it back to the 0 position on the left hand side. You've then also got your option for blown air heating on board the caravan. So you've got your fan speed dial on top here, a bit like you have in your car, between 1 and 5. The dot in the centre here indicates the heat is just going to come out the front of the heater. However, once the heating's warmed up, you could go on to blown air. So as you can see here, we've got the blown air option. And around the caravan, in various locations, you'll see little white vents that allow the heat out from these vents. So down the front of the van here, you'll see there's one here. And in the back of the caravan, you'll see there's some down here also. And there'll be some in your bathroom to warm the different areas of the van up via blown air. If you want to run the blown air so it cuts in and out with the thermostat on board the van, you can select the A on the right hand side here, and this is essentially automatic blown air. Like I said, if you are going to use the blown air options, we do advise you give the heating a good while to warm up first, as if you try to put cold air over the top of a cold heating element, it isn't going to warm it up. Hob, grill and oven, all very much like your household appliances, with your igniter on the front here. You've then got your fridge. The fridge is very simple to use. If you're towing down the road and you want to use the fridge as a cool box, you can use the 12 volt supply here on the left hand side, but that will only work if you are connected to the car and you have the right power supply, the right connections on the back of your car. The next option you've got is 240 volt mode, so the fridge will start operating on 240 mains, and then you can control the temperature of the fridge on this dial on the left hand side here between 1 and 7. Obviously the higher the number, the colder the fridge will be. On the top right hand side of the fridge, you've then got your gas option, so you can turn the gas dial round, hold in the gas valve and hit the igniter for the gas. Once the fridge has ignited on gas, you'll continue holding the gas valve again, a bit like you do with the heater. And in the back of the fridge, in the very corner, you'll see this little glass viewing eye. Now what you'll see in there is the pilot light for the fridge when it has ignited. Again, after 5 to 10 seconds, you can slowly release the gas valve. Then you'll be able to control the temperature of the fridge on this dial on the right hand side, the 5 being the coldest option on gas. Turn off the gas supply, you'll spin it back to the off position just here. The last thing we go through on this caravan is the toilet system in the bathroom. So the toilet is very simple to use. You have open and close flap for the toilet waste system, so you open and close it just here. The toilet waste flap opens. And on the other side of the toilet you have your toilet flush, which at the moment has no water in it, but you turn the handle like so to flush the toilet system itself. So that is how the caravan works. If you have any further questions on the Compass Rambler 20/6, please feel free to give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye bye.